crafty friends. Welcome to Mislaid Pages. My name is Jessi, and my pronouns are they, them, and she, her. If you're new to the channel, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back. It's been a few minutes, hasn't it? It's been just a few minutes. It might have been, I don't even remember what the last video I did was. That's why Flosstube number, I don't know. I'll have to figure out where we are in the numbering. Anyway, this is this is editing Jessi jumping in here to do a little intro because I was filming a vlog for Patreon yesterday. And it sort of turned into a Flosstube, and I was like, it's been a minute since I updated everybody on Flosstube. It's been a minute since I had a chance to kind of share updates and talk about stitchy stuff with y'all. So I wanted to share all of that with y'all. But there was some stuff at the beginning that's just for the patrons. And it kind of cuts rough when I went to edit it, and so I needed a new intro so I could say hi, how you doing? Because I know there's some new folks here, and I'm very happy to have to see you all, to have new folks here, to let you know a little bit more about me. Again, my name is Jessi. I've been a cross stitcher forever, I think, but I got really back into it in around 2018 or so, 2017, 2018. And I've been pretty hardcore to the point where I've gotten into fabric dyeing, and it's now a business on the side. It is a business in addition to my day job as a government worker. So it's something I do in addition. I have a business called Mislaid Pages, where I sell cross-stitch charts and accessories. I sell my hand-dyed fabrics. I make burb boxes. As of last year, this is the inaugural burb box, February burb box 2023. The new burb box is coming soon. More about that shortly. But yeah, so I do a lot of things. I also stream on Twitch when I have the capacity, which lately has not been there either. So I do a lot of stuff. I'm into cross stitching, I'm into knitting, I'm into lots of different fiber arts. And this channel is where I talk about that when I have the capacity to make videos. I had initially planned all of this stuff back here. I initially planned to do a big old haul vlog thing in December. And life kind of happened. So to give you just like the quickest bits about that, just so y'all know. A lot of you probably already know, some of you don't know, but you know, content warning for, we'll say death and grief. So if you're not, I'm not going to get into lots of details, but I'm going to mention it. So if it's not your thing, you might want to skip ahead a little bit. But, life happened on Thanksgiving Day. My brother passed away. My brother and I were very close, so it's been hard. And I'll just put it that way. So we lost him, and it's been hard. And I referenced that in the next part of the video, so I just wanted anybody who wasn't aware to understand the life circumstances that I'm referencing, because I just sort of go about it sideways, because I knew that the audience I was originally intending the video for, they already knew what had happened. So if you didn't know what happened, yeah, my brother passed away in November. It was very, very difficult, it was unexpected, and it was due to complications from a stroke that he had had earlier in the month. So it's been rough, but we're plugging along. We're plugging along. We're doing the best we can. So anyway, that is the gist. I'm not going to belabor this too awfully much more, because there's a whole video. It's not as long as my videos tend to be, but I still do a good bit of chatting, because y'all know who I am, how I am. So yeah, so that's it. This is editing Jessi signing out. Recording Jessi will be with you in just a second. Bye. So burb boxes are nearly done. This has been a wild ride. Not nearly as wild a ride as last year, because interestingly, the things that were like the big challenges last year were significantly less challenging. I think it's because I tackled things differently this year. So I did do things a lot later this year, because I had done them so early last year that I was like, this is too much time. This year I didn't give myself enough time, especially considering life events that happened. So, but But here we are. It is January 19th. I think last year I started shipping packages on the 20th or 21st. So we're about the same time frame as last year. I had hoped to have them out like at the middle of the month. Unfortunately, that didn't happen, but you know, it is what it is. The important thing is that they're still mostly on time. I'm still going to be shipping them out before February. Hopefully, most folks will have their boxes by February 1st. Again, it's not a countdown, so you don't need to have the box by February 1st, but I want folks to have it so they can stitch for February. So that's the big news. That's the big news. This weekend is 24 hours of cross stitch. And I'm actually going to try to participate. So even with bird boxes going on, because I have things mostly, like there's still going to be a significant time investment this weekend because I have like 65 boxes to pack. So it's going to take a minute, but I think I'm going to be able to stitch this weekend, and I have been stitching a lot more the last couple of months. Probably as like, I guess this is, maybe this is part of my grief process. I don't know. I know that when I got back into cross stitching several years ago, we're talking 2018, when I got really hardcore back into cross stitching, it was right after my mother had passed away. So I have a feeling that stitching is somehow worked into my brain's process. Like it's knitting is very much a mental health craft for me. Cross stitching is a different kind of mental health craft for me, apparently. And I guess it's because I've needed something to focus on outside of the other stuff that is going on in my brain. Knitting is the kind of craft that I use when I can't focus, when I don't have energy, mental energy to focus on things. Whereas cross stitch requires some mental focus. And so I guess it's a good thing when I'm dealing with things that are hard to manage in my brain. So like I have the mental energy, but yeah, I think y'all get it. Anyway, the point is I've been stitching more, which I'm very excited about. And I'm actually getting ready to, for 24 hours of cross stitch, the first thing I'm going to be tackling is this very belated round robin project. This is Michelle's project. Ugh, my rings are trying to fall off my fingers. It's very cold, and my fingers shrink when it's cold. I may have shown this to y'all a while back. I can't remember. But this is Michelle Bendy's 2023 round robin piece. And Ars Robotica. Okay, that was I was looking for the chart name. So and this might actually be the top here. So as you can see, it's got 3 of its little squares finished. It's just waiting for me to finish that 4th square. So this is my first focus piece for 24 hours of cross stitch. It's my next focus piece in general for stitching, because theoretically I was supposed to have this done at the end of December. That did not happen. But it's okay. I'm sure Michelle will forgive me, because Michelle knows how life is, and Michelle has also been scrambling to get things together. As some of you probably know by now, not only did I dye a special fabric for Michelle's Flosstube at Sea cruise kits, I also designed a chart for that. So some of my time was spent getting that together. Michelle was also scrambling to get her stuff together. And yeah, it was just, there were a lot of things. So anyway, I still need to stitch this. I can probably finish this weekend, honestly. If I'm doing 24 hours of cross stitch, I can probably finish that this weekend. I don't know how many stitches. I'm going to say somewhere between 2,000 and 4,000 is my guess, because that's fairly dense. But I think that's going to be a quick stitch because of how the pattern is designed. I can do all of the black to begin with, and then I can go through and do the, come back and hit with the colors. So anyway, so that is my first focus piece. And as I was getting ready to, get this prepped so I can stitch on it this weekend, I was realizing that it would be a good opportunity to just kind of take a minute and talk to y'all and show y'all, just talk to y'all. because I haven't chatted with y'all in a long time. And I'm starting to get into the stitchy thing again. So maybe it's time to, like, maybe I shouldn't say maybe it's time to get back in Flosstube. Maybe I'll actually be able to have capacity to get back into making a regular Flosstube. I would really like to. I miss doing it. I miss hanging out with y'all. I miss connecting with y'all. I miss the whole thing. So I want to get back into it. It's hard for me to put those demands on my time right now. As per usual, I'm trying to do too many things at a time. I'm always doing too many things at a time. Anyway, so as I was getting ready to prep Michelle's piece, I was going to take this out of the Nurge hoop so I can use this for Michelle's piece. Though actually, Michelle's piece is kind of small. I might not need this big one. Anyway, that's not the point. The point is, look at this. Look at this thing I did. So if you are not familiar with this, this is the January drop from Dee's 20 Stitches, my Stitch Dad and yours. This is from Dee's 20 Stitches Stitch for Pride 2024 Stitch Along. You needed to get into this, get in on this in December. So I don't know if Dee's gonna open up any more opportunities to get in on the Stitch Along. But yeah, if you got in on the Stitch Along, you know what the fabulousness is. So this, the design is based off or inspired by Keith Haring. So each month is going to be obviously because it's Stitch Dad, it's these 20 stitches. Every month is a learning opportunity. We're going to learn about a different artist that is important in the LGBTQIA2S+ community. We're going to learn about different artists in the community, and each monthly design, because you can do this as a spot sampler, which is how I'm doing it, or you can stitch them individually. Each month's design is inspired by the artist that is featured that month. So the first month is Keith Haring. This design is inspired by his artwork, and I'm pretty familiar, or at least I'm familiar with his artwork, the way the designs look, all that sort of stuff, because he was a big deal when I was growing up. So I saw his artwork, was aware of his activism, all that sort of stuff. But it was really interesting to get a deeper dive, more insight into who he was and why he did the things he did, and why he did the art that he did. So that was really cool. And I've stitched this in the exclusive floss that was dyed by the knitting nurse, my friend Jazz. So I got one of those really, really exclusive floss packs. They may be coming around again. They may not be coming around again. Dyeing floss is really, really challenging. So we'll see if Jazz gets a chance to dye any more of these floss packs, but I was one of the lucky few. So this is the Keith Haring colorway, that blue, and then the pink here is actually one of the other artists for a future drop. But I wanted to highlight that heart there because I really thought it would look cool with the pink there. Then, because that's not enough fabulousness, this fabric, I did this fabric. This fabric is called Determination. So there's a little bit of story behind it. So first and foremost, Determination has to do a lot with just the whole vibe of Stitch for Pride. The idea that those of us in the LGBTQIA2S+ community, we have to have a lot of determination to be who we are, to speak out, to be ourselves out loud, that kind of stuff. So it really speaks to the artists and the work that they've done, the determination that they have. But the other story behind Determination is that I had done just a random offshoot dye sometime early last year, and it came out in this really cool color, a sort of neutral with undertones of pink and some other stuff, and I called that fabric Spite. And there's a whole other story for that too that I'm not going to go into, but I called that fabric Spite, and I'm using it for a design that will eventually be released at some point. So I was trying to recreate Spite, and I knew what colors had gone into it, but I wasn't really sure of the mixture of colors, the amount of each color. So I was trying to get that color again, And in the midst of that, Dee was like, "Hey, I am doing this thing. Would you be interested in coming up with a colorway for this stitch along?" And I was like, yes, yes. Say less, yes. So I was very into it, and Dee was looking for a neutral tone, and it turned out I was already working on this like neutral. And so like 3 or 4 iterations of trying to get Spite, I still didn't quite get there, but I got this fabulous color. And so I decided to call it Determination because I was determined to get Spite, and in spite of myself, I did not get Spite, I got Determination. So this particular piece is a 40 count Verdal. So Verdal is an even weave, if you're not familiar. So this is, it's incredibly soft. It's like buttery soft. It is a fabulous, fabulous texture. You can barely see the weave. So unlike linen, you really can't, it looks much more like a table linen versus a stitching linen. It's super soft. And just like other even weaves, it takes the dye a little bit differently than your cottons and your linens. So it comes up with a softer sort of more fluid variegation there, which I love. I love. Stitching on this has been fabulous, fabulous. I love it so much. So this is the first time that I've really done a lot with Verdal, and I'm very excited to continue to do more. So this is, this colorway is still available. So if you're interested in having this, even if you don't want to use it for Stitch for Pride, or if you haven't started Stitch for Pride yet and you want this color, it is available. I still have the pre-order listing up on the website, but there are some pieces that were dyed for the original pre-orders that are ready to ship. Those counts are very limited. I mostly have 36 count. 36 count linen. I think I have some 28 count linen and 14 count Ada. So I have very limited amounts on hand, but I do have some ready to ship if you want it like right this second. But I also still have the pre-order up. I'll probably be doing those dyes closer to the end of January. Maybe a week or two into February. I'm a little farther behind on the re-dye than I had expected to be just because of life. Because life. But you can still get this. So if you want this, you can have it. I think I might still have 1 or 2 pieces of Verdal. I think I'm out of the 40 count linen, but like I said, I will be dyeing again. So as long as that pre-order listing is up, you can put your order in under the pre-order, and I will dye it for you, and it will come out. I think I can safely say that it should be shipped by the end of February at the latest. Hopefully significantly earlier than that, but I think I'm fairly safe in that. So this was such a joy to stitch. I really love this design. It's so fun and so meaningful, and this thread is fantastic. Jazz did an awesome job. So like I said, I was getting ready to take that out of the hoop, and I was like, I need a project bag. So it turns out, even though I'm super late in getting my round robin done for Michelle to finish up her piece, Erin, Two Martini Stitcher, she was not late. Erin was like super early, and she already shipped my finished round robin, which is Hamsa Mandala. Look at this. Look at this gorgeousness, y'all. Y'all, look how fabulous this is. It's so good. It's so, so good. I love this design so much. So I came up with my own colorway for this. I wish I could say that this was my fabric. This is not my fabric. I can't remember the dyer. I know that I purchased this at Expo last year. I want to say, I can't remember who I bought it from, but it might have been, what is Riverside, River City Stitchery, River something Stitchery. So this is a linen that I purchased. It is gorgeous. And then these are all, I think these are all color and cottons that I put together. And it just came out so good. I love it so much. So yeah, there's the original design, which was done in greens, and I just sort of picked some purples that I thought would work well together. Um, and I just realized that there's like stickers. Aw. I didn't see this before, so Erin included a little note. She really enjoyed it, and she included a little needle minder and a sticker there. That's so awesome. And y'all, she sent this. This was not my project bag, but it is now. Erin sent everything back in this project bag, and I was like, I don't recognize this. But look, is this not me? Is this not me? So yeah, it's a fantastic project bag. I'm not sure who made this. But it's awesome. It's got, I don't know if y'all can see, but it's got like, these are like color, not templates, what is the word? Chips and stuff, like for color planning and stuff like that. And then it's got this fabulous, like, painted rainbow thing on the back. This is just so awesome. I love this bag so much. And so as I was thinking, I need a project bag to keep my Stitch for Pride stitch along in when I take it off the nerd hoop. I was like, you know what bag would be perfect? So like I said, it was a perfect storm. I keep trying to figure out, what am I going to put in a video? Like, how am I going to get back to Flosstube? Like, what is the plan to get back to Flosstube? And I didn't really feel like a whip parade was the right way to come back, because y'all, there's a handful of whips that I started last year that I'm continuing this year. But for the most part, y'all have seen all of the whips that I have. I think I had 27 whips when I did the 2023 whip parade. And now I have 32. So there's like 2 extras. Like, there's just not, there's not a lot to show you. At some point I will talk about the stuff that I have started. One of which is, I've talked about on, at least on Patreon. I don't think I've done a Flosstube since I started the Namarie tapestry. If I had been thinking, I would have brought it over here, because that is like the one big new cross stitch whip that I've started, since I was able to do Flosstube regularly. So that's the biggest one. What else did I start that I didn't finish? Because a lot of the things that I started, I finished. I stitched a model, because I stitched the model for the Flosstube at Sea chart. I stitched that model myself. Jazz stitched my model for the bird box, y'all, and it is so good. It's so good. And I know there's other stuff that I've started and I can't think of what it is. But you know what? Actually, I put all my stuff in Notion, y'all. I finally got on a Notion train. I literally just spent knit night putting all of my whips in Notion, which is how I know I have 32. Otherwise, I would be like, I think I have 28. I think I have still 28. But it turns out I have a few more than that. So let me look at this. Most of my whips, more than half of them, are from 2020 or before. So this year, if I can keep up the stitching momentum, I think the goal is going to be to kind of whip down some of those really old whips, to try to get some of the really old ones put away. Okay, things that I started in 2023 that I did not realize I started in 2023. The first of the Let's Make a Statement pieces, trans rights are more important than boy wizards. That one is a whip that I have not finished yet. I also started Balachi Moon, or Balachi Moons, from Marumi Crafts. Miriam's beautiful green chart in greens. So I had a very meager start on that. So those are 2 whips that I started in 2023, and then Namarie Tapestry. The other whip is the 4th whip from 2023 is a chart that I am designing that I have not finished yet. So it's a companion chart to Bad at Summer. You may recall that Michelle did a chart that is based off of a Greek phrase that is slipping my brain right now. Cacatheris. Cacatheris has two meanings, and Michelle stitched one, or designed one, and I'm designing the other. So I still have to finish that, but it is partly partly model stitched. I just have to finish designing it, and then I can finish it. And that I actually stitched in words. If I had planned ahead, I would have this stuff written down. Out of Canada, Brenna Nettle, stitched in Brenna Nettle threads, so that I bought at Stitch North last year. So I'm very excited to release that eventually when I finally get it finished. So 4 new starts last year, 4 new whips that you have not seen. Otherwise, the only thing I finished from my whip list last year was Sailor's Delight. I finished that like halfway through the year. That would be other than the holiday, the Modern Folk Embroidery and Evertote holiday countdown from 2023. I actually started that and finished it in about 2 weeks. Because and that's kind of how we got back to the stitching place. And I would show it to you, but it's in my finished box. I posted a bunch of pictures on Instagram, and I think I posted my finish on Instagram as well, so you can go see it there. So yeah, that was a new start for 2023, but I finished it. The only other thing that I finished that was in the 2023 Whip Parade was Sailor's Delight. So if you want to know what whips I have, go watch last year's Whip Parade. Sorry. Sorry, not sorry. Life has been life. Life has lifed all over me for the last couple of months. I'm ready for a break. Yeah, so I think that's all I have right now. I was about to apologize for how disorganized this is, but you know what? It is what it is. Sometimes life is messy. Sometimes life is just messy. It's just how it is. And we do the best we can, and we keep moving on. We do the best we can, and that's all we can do, right? So yeah, this is me trying to get back into Flosstube. So I hope you're all having the best day that's available to you. And if I can remember what I used to say, remember to take all your meds. Oh, stay hydrated. Drink your water, stay hydrated, take all the meds you need to take, and remember that you are enough. And I will see you again very soon, hopefully. Bye.